Well, I didn't know the walruses on that planet could get that big, Jim, but it sure looks fascinating. Anyway, as many of our regular viewers will know, we've been talking to Commander Adidane these last few days about the Distant Stars Unknown Origins expedition to M67. Commander, can you give us an update on how your mission is progressing so far?
Hi Butch! In this report we are going to be visiting two meeting places. The first was on a grey and orange planet orbiting a brown gas giant. The meeting place was in a circular canyon of approximately 250 kilometers across. Wall to wall, the canyon was very wide and the surface extremely uneven and not at all SRV friendly. When I arrived, I organised a ship launch fighter race using my lasers as a guide to where the start line will be. And as we all lined up for the first race, the rules were given out. Fly as low to the ground as possible, turn off the HUD and go as far as the telepresence warning limit and head back. I gave the signal to go and we were off. From the beginning, 4 condors were ahead of me and there wasn't much I could do to catch up.
Warning, approaching telepresence range.
With the Imperial fighter's superb agility, I found myself turning before the condors ahead. Winning the turn, I headed for the finish line to take second place. Being so far away from the bubble with no way back to restock on SRVs or ship launch fighters, commanders are running low on these vehicles. So in the second race, we were joined by Commander Smeo in his Asp and an Anaconda piloted by Commander Linearia. It wasn't about the winning, it was about the taking part. I had a bad start in the second race, starting off in 6th place, which soon turned into 5th as a commander hit the canyon floor. At the turn I made it into 2nd place, but later on I was overtaken and held on to 3rd to the finish line. We had no idea who won either race, but 4 pilots died. These were Commanders Simon Woods, Overlow, Thudpacker and NCC 71201. Rest in peace, Commanders. The following day I left the grey-orange planet and its ringed canyon and headed to the next meetup point. This was on a salmon-coloured planet, orbiting a much larger yellow. We were given planet coordinates and some images of the location, so I knew what I was looking for. It didn't take me long to find. Many long jets of gas were being jettisoned into space from the surface of the planet. These geysers of steam and water could be seen for miles. This was our next meeting place. Many commanders are taken to their SRVs to do science with geysers by either driving over them or simply getting a car wash. Here, Commander Space Monkey breaks his personal best height record for just over 2 kilometers. Jumping, or rather landing at that height, does have its share of victims. I never saw the rest of this SRV. I wanted to see the effects geysers had on fighters, so, lining up with flight assists off, I floated into one. Not quite the same effect as an SRV, but an effect all the same. However, it did give me an idea of low-level racing using geysers as checkpoints, but maybe for some other time and not now. Settling into my SRV, I thought it was about time I tried geyser surfing for myself. But first, I noticed that I'd actually landed my Anaconda on one. With fingers crossed that it wouldn't do any damage, I simply ignored it. Now I also noticed strange crystalline structures growing on the vents. Shooting them breaks them off the vent, and then they can be scooped up, adding to your collection of materials. It was at this point that I realised that I was delaying my surfing excursion. With images of the lonely SRV wheel trundling through my mind, I drove over a geyser vent.
And there he goes, but that's pretty pathetic, Commander. I was hoping for a little bit more than that, I'll be honest.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's the wrong footage. Hold on. With images of the lonely wheel trundling through my mind, I drove over the geyser vent.
Whoa, and there he goes this time, and wow, he's really getting some air this time. And look at that, you can see all the other ships.
Chassis integrity critical.
In fact, I did it twice.
Wow, that's certainly impressive, and one hell of a view from up there.
Chassis integrity compromised.
All too soon, the day ended with the obligatory photo shoot.
Well, that certainly is an impressive lineup of ships there, Commander. It really is. Now, back over to Jim in the studio, who's going to bring us the latest information on these alien ruins that have been discovered on the edge of known space.
If you enjoyed watching this video, please do give it a thumbs up or drop a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos.